Okay, what's the very first step I need to do for this problem? What? Distribute. Thank you. So I get 8x plus 28 equals 4x minus 5. Okay, I may have multiplied that in my head when I did this
It's all good.
It's okay. It's all right, you guys. We're not here to be perfect. So I'm going to move my 4x over. So I have 4x plus 28 equals negative 5. Subtract 28, subtract 28. So I get 4x equals negative 33. Divide by 4. X is equal to negative 33 over 4. Right?
Wait, what was it? What was the answer in your head?
I don't remember. I just remember thinking it was going to work out. But I guess not. Actually, you know what? I didn't distribute this. I had this being a negative 12. So that's my fault. Okay, let's go ahead and grab some notes for today. I have 3-ish examples in section 1.5. I did just schedule your first test. I plan a week ahead. So next Thursday, the 5th, not this Thursday, but next, will be your first chapter test, your first big grade that goes in.
Is it going to be overall like this sort of stuff, or is
Yeah.
we doing it separate?
What?
I didn't know if it was going to be overall all this, or we doing it
Nope,
separate.
everything I'm teaching you. But tomorrow or Wednesday will be your first concept quiz, so you'll get to see part of the test, what the test looks like. So today we're doing solving inequalities. What's the difference between an equation and an inequality? Okay, equal sign, when you have an equation, you equal one number. When you have an inequality, you equal a range of numbers. So when I have x is equal to 5, x is equal to 5. If I have x is less than or equal to 5, now I've got a range, and it's this right here. So we're not only going to solve inequalities today, we're going to graph them too, just on a number line. Okay? Yes. Okay, let's start with this problem. 3x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 16. When you're dealing with inequalities, all of the rules are the same as if you're solving an equation, except for one major one. Does anybody remember what one major one is?
You have to flip the sign.
When do we have to flip the sign?
Negative.
When we divide or multiply by a negative number on both sides. Okay? Now this one's not going to give us that, but that's the only thing that's different. So what do I move first here?
One.
Okay. So I have 3x is greater than or equal to 15. And then my last step is to divide by 3. It's a positive 3, so the sign does not change. So I get x is greater than or equal to 5.
We got a closed circle.
Okay, why is it a closed circle?
Because it's a line number.
Okay, whenever we're graphing, if you have this less than or this greater than with no line underneath, this would be an open circle or open dot. If you have the equal to underneath your inequality sign, it is a closed dot, which basically just means we're including the number. Here we're not including the number, so we're going to have an open dot. So this one would be a closed dot because it's equal to, and it's greater than 5, so it goes this direction. So this is what I'm going to be expecting to see when you do your work today. Which I don't.
Do we have to do the graph like that?
Yeah, I think they have the graph too.
Okay.
In fact, I think today's lesson we're going to go over in class. That's how little it is.
Cool.
Okay, so let's try this next one. Let's try this one. Negative 3, parentheses 2x minus 5, close parentheses, plus 1 is greater than or equal to 4. Actually, let's just do, well, I already said it. I was going to do an open dot one, but whatever. Next time. Okay, what's my first step for this problem?
Distribute.
Distribute this negative 3 in. So I have a negative 6x plus 15 plus 1 is greater than or equal to 4. Okay, now I need to combine the 15 and the 1. So I have negative 6x plus 16 is greater than or equal to 4. Then we're going to subtract 16 over. So we have negative 6x is greater than or equal to negative 12. Now, what do I have to do next?
You have to divide by the -6 and you flip it around.
Okay, we're dividing by negative 6. It doesn't matter that this 12 is negative. That means nothing. Everything is because we're dividing by this negative. So I have x is now less than or equal to positive 2.
Sweet. Graph it.
So then we graph it. And when I say graph it, I don't want you making a whole number line. Plot the point that you're dealing with. 2. Is it an open or a closed dot?
Closed.
Closed. And it's less than, so it's this direction.
Sweet.
Easy enough?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next one we're talking about is there's compound inequalities that could either be and or. And compound inequalities go like this. They overlap. So you're going to have a starting and a stopping point. And or goes this direction or it goes this direction. So it's just the process that you guys do is exactly the same. It's just the graph will look different. So let's do one or the other. Do you want to see an and one or an or one? Or? Okay, I heard or first. Okay, so let's do this. 7 plus, let's make it x. 7 plus x is greater than or equal to 6. Or 8 plus k is less than 3. Or x prime. Sorry. I forgot the 6. Oh my goodness. I've got a case of the Mondays. Okay. Work each one of these individually on your own and graph them. They should go 2 different directions. And you should note that one is going to be a closed dot and one of them is going to be an open dot. Yep, graph it on the same line. Okay, I get x is greater than or equal to negative 1, or x is less than negative 5. Do you agree with me? Okay, so when we graph this, here's negative 5, here's negative 1. X is greater than or equal to negative 1. Is that going to be an open or a closed dot? Closed. So it goes this way. And x is less than negative 5 would be an open dot, and it goes this way. So that's an example of an or going 2 different directions. The and, which I'm not going to make us do because I think you guys are getting this, just overlaps. So it would go in and just be this area in there. Okay? The other thing I'm going to say, though, is if you would have ended up with negative 1 like this, before you graph it, flip it around so the x is on the left. Like that. Otherwise, you're going to graph it wrong. Okay, so always keep the x on the left. Good? Okay, this little mini assignment that I'm giving you is, we're going to go over it in class today. And then tomorrow you're getting a worksheet on it also. And we're also going to make up maps tomorrow for the people that might need to. So we're going to go over in class. You got plenty of time. Oh, come on. That's not that many. There you go. Okay? And, well, I mean, obviously, if you don't get done, we won't go over in class, but you guys should. You have 20 minutes, or over 30 minutes.